welcome. This is Glenn from Distinguished Badgers, and this is the Turing test. Originally released in 2016. 4 years later, I'm finally getting to it. This is a similar game to Portal. If you've played that, very puzzle-oriented, single person. So it's just going to be me for these Turing tests. We're just going to jump right into it. I must admit, I have played um, this game a bit before. I haven't finished it, but I've done a couple of the levels. So if I zip through it, that's me just remembering the puzzles a bit. I'll try avoid speaking when they're speaking as well to keep the story in.
Morning, Eva. Your wake-up has been sanctioned by the ISA. We lost contact with the ground crew 450 hours ago. We have tried to establish further communications, but we are not getting any responses. We need you to investigate.
Okay, doesn't it make sense to do visual checks first?
We have already looked at the data. The ISA has made the executive decision that you report to the surface post-haste. You are our emergency response.
What exactly is the emergency?
The ground crew found an organism the ISA believed to be dangerous. We need to re-establish communication.
So this is based on a space station orbiting around Europa, which is a moon of Jupiter. We've just woken up from cryogenic freezing. Today's date is the May 13th, 2020, 2250. We do have some crew members: Mikhail Tokarev, Sarah Brooke, Chris McLean, and we have Sochi Yu, all been unfrozen 7 years ago on Christmas Eve. So we have this one user error pod malfunction on May the 12th, 2250. That isn't this year, is it? It is. So that was yesterday, so I'll be interested to look into that. So the good thing about this game is it has more interactive things than Portal. So we have this 404 not found, some information that I don't understand, but there's more interesting information. We have a captain's office here with a keypad, but we don't know the key code to it yet. It's probably reveal later on.
It's on the side. Okay.
So this is our
We are
portal
going to
gun.
take a lander to Europa. Make your way to the docking station.
So this is our little office for my office. So this got a bit of email trail for us. Ava Turing at isa.internal. To Tom, to Ava, the current ship status is as following. Recommended address: there are power fluctuations before cryostasis. Hey Dan, I'm about to initiate my cryostasis. Just let Tom know if you need me. Hopefully there will be no need to wake me. I guess I'll hear from you as soon as I wake up, which will be a long time for you guys. Best of luck down there. Just a warning, I'm absolutely terrible at reading these things. I'm gonna flub all over the place, but hopefully it'll sound not too bad. Ava, hopefully we won't need you, but we will miss you in the land of the living. I'll make sure Tom checks on you regularly. I know he does anyway, but I like to think that I'm helping. Good night, Dan. So that's what I'm talking about. To Ava, Captain McLean has sent several mails insisting I check on your cryo chambers are functioning correctly. They are functioning as expected. Please do not feel any apprehension. Captain McLean has been informed. Thank you, Tom. I'm not worried. I am initiating my cryostasis in a short while. I imagine a lot will change while I'm asleep. If everything goes well, I should be woken up in 10 years. So to you all, I'll like to wish a good life. So it looks like everyone started on a mission without me, and I've been called to help them. So the way that this game is structured isn't structured in sets of levels like Portal is. Um, and a prologue. This is the prologue at the moment, so I'm going to do the prologue in the first set of missions in one video because I should get past them quite quickly. But the other ones I'll dedicate to a whole episode themselves.
What's the ship's status?
I have performed the necessary checks. The Europa lander is ready to launch.
So we've got some audio logs here.
I think that's everything wound up, Tom.
Yes.
Well, I guess I'm ready to go down for the long sleep then.
Good night, Ava. I will miss your assistance. The ship will be very quiet without you here.
Night. See you when I wake up, Tom.
So just a pre-cryostasis message there.
Residuals before nulling, -02, -04, -01. X and Z null to 0. Looking good.
Okay, good. Horizon check right on time. How's things, Christopher?
Good. I am go for power descent.
I can confirm. You are go for powered descent.
Roger that. I am running the PDI program. 80-degree delta pitch to 88 degrees absolute. Braking procedure. Engine 1 ignition. Engine burn.
Suppressing 400 alarm.
Balance.
The landers are ready.
Good. Thanks, Tom. You okay now, Sarah?
Yeah, I think so. Thank you, Daniel. I've done this before.
I'm sure you'll be fine.
It's just another 10 years of my life.
So some information about their landings on Europa. I've played this first prologue
Retro?
several times
Go.
because I haven't
Fido.
Go.
been able to get
Guidance?
this all
Go.
sorted
Control.
Go.
properly.
Telcom.
Audio problems and
Go.
whatnot.
Then we are go for launch. Initiating.
Separate.
So I may have seen this
Engaging
This
retrofire. I'm ready
view
to program
several times now.
80-degree delta pitch to 88 degrees.
Still pretty
absolute.
amazing though.
Braking procedure. Trajectory looks good. 502 alarm. It looks like we're coming in too fast.
We are slightly short of the landing site. We are going to have to burn late. Go.
Full retrograde. Open the door.
Welcome to Europa.
A bit chilly. So yeah, if you tried to go this way, it would let you, but all we need to go is to Europe's base. This is where all the levels actually start to begin. Yeah, that's we have not many loading screens in the game, but just one between sets.
The base
So this
has
tells you.
changed.
What do you mean?
The base was originally constructed as modules to withstand the seismic activity in and around Thera Macula. It appears the ground team have manipulated these modules.
So these are all the levels. You just go from one side to the other, and it'll go all the way down. So it's like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sets of levels, and they each range in difficulty. Obviously, this is quite easy. So basically, we open doors using these boxes, but we also have some kind of portal things. I'll show you in a
The base
second.
was built initially by machines. I served as the mind of these operations. I arrived first on Europa in 2240. It costs a lot to send humans into space with the necessary life support, especially such a vast distance from Earth. So, robotics built this place.
So I'll kind of slow down so that Tom can say what he needs to say, 'cause most of the time it's
I
quite
wonder why the
interesting and
ground team has
important.
changed these rooms.
I have a hypothesis. These rooms are Turing tests.
Turing tests?
Turing tests are tests designed to tell humans and machines apart. Typically, problems only solvable by a human. A combination of logical and lateral thinking.
So, you can't complete these tests, Tom?
No. That is why I am glad you are here to help. We need to work together. They really have completely repurposed these rooms. I am quite impressed.
So, what were they used for before?
Most of them were used for storage. But they have converted them beyond recognition. Perhaps they ran out of things to do out here. The devil makes work for idle hands.
So yeah, they talk about it quite a bit, so I'm going to be silent for most of this, but better to listen to the story than listen to me, right? When they stop talking and I'm still doing the puzzle, that's when you have to be
Do you
worried.
know the ground team's location?
The crew are deeper inside the base, it seems.
They must be trying to survive. Can you find their precise location?
I'm afraid not. I am working to regain control. Though I once had complete control of this base, a lot has changed in the past 500 hours.
Yeah, so that one actually took a while to figure out the first time, but seeing that is a
So,
bit
if
easier.
this base is managed by you, why can't you find the crew?
The base's communication array is malfunctioning. Perhaps we can't solve this yet.
Yeah, he says that it's all about trial and error, and I've done this several times already, and that's not the right answer. I think this is. Yeah, there we go. And you get an achievement for going into this room. It's a kind of a secret room. Well, not a secret room, like a bonus puzzle that you don't have to do. So this one has a little bit of an Easter egg. Well, not an Easter egg, but like some information. It says Minos Brook, December 24th, 2246. That was 4 years ago. And 2 or 3 years after the others came out of cryostasis. So it's quite cool. They have these different kind of balls. So we have the green ones which flash intermittently. So this door is just going to go open and close, open and close. And I'll just quickly get through it. But yeah.
This doesn't add up.
What does not add up?
If there was an accident, surely they'd come to find me, not try to lock me out.
My instance is still resolving conflicts. I expect they have their reasons.
It's kind of looking a bit like a speed run here. But it looks like we're getting to the end of the first set. So it's probably a record time for me doing this video. Maybe it's because I've done it so many times I just don't want to do this
My
level
instance
anymore. But
has just been updated.
Sorry?
I have two instances of my mind, two separate versions. A slave mind running on the satellite, and a master running here on the surface. When the communication was cut between the surface base and the satellite, the two instances of my mind were separated. So, during all this time, all of my knowledge divided into two separate branches. I continue to learn on the satellite, and I continue to learn on the surface. I am trying to merge the knowledge to create a timeline of what's happening here. But there are incongruities between these memories, conflicts.
so I think that's us at the end of the first set of missions, or
This is the
puzzles.
command center. You can check on the crew status from here.
So this is a little graphic of our Jupiter and the moon that we're on, Europa, and then our station after that. So Jupiter. Jupiter is the second largest physical body in our solar system. It has a large gravitational impact which stretches and squashes Europa. This creates geothermal energy inside Europe, a source of great heat. This has created a subsurface ocean. Europa, with the planet we're on, surface is constantly facing Jupiter as it rotates because it's tidally locked to it. Though it has now been discovered that the rocky interior rotates separately underneath the ice and water layers. And Fortuna, that's our station. The Fortuna is low orbit around Europa. It can house a crew of 12. It serves as a communication and transport link between the Earth and Europa's support base. And I think that's all the information that we have. We have some information here. One thing that you can do, and this is pretty cool, is you can alter the display. As it might be different on the console, but on the PC you can decrease your field of view, and it lets you zoom in a fair bit. So let's apply that and continue. So you can actually see a bit more information. So Europa modular surprise, one of them was cancelled. Crew 2243 aborted. And then from February 10th, 2246 it crashed. And everything else is cancelled after that. It's peculiar. Shipping manifest. More information. All look like they've been cancelled. We've got some more logs here.
Tom, start recording.
I am always recording, Daniel.
The day is January the 6th. My watch says it's 2:30 on Earth. Here we are, members of the human race, standing on Jupiter's moon Europa. I am Captain Daniel McLean. I'm joined here by the rest of my team. It is our intention to make this moon our home and investigate life on this planet. Man's curiosity and appetite for discovery will continue to change our world for the better.
Inspiring. And might I add my congratulations to you all.
That's interesting because he calls himself Captain McLean. Me being Scottish, we have McLeans here. So if you ever hear me referring to McLean, it's because I'm Scottish and I'll always say McLean. Like we have McDonald's, McLeod's, and all other Macs. This is just a Scottish thing mainly.
Here it is. Beautiful, isn't it? What makes this one more remarkable than the others?
The way it attaches itself to other organisms. Its behavior is very abnormal. It seems to form a symbiotic relationship with most life forms.
How do you mean?
Do you want me to dumb it down?
I know what it means. What does it do?
It attaches itself to almost anything living, but it's not parasitic. It's quite alien. We're trying
I'm gonna tweak the music down a little bit because it is quite loud.
to figure out what effect it has on life forms.
Mikhail, you seem distant.
Do I?
What's wrong? What's wrong, Mikhail? Mikhail, what's wrong? Are you listening, Mikhail? Are you able to hear?
I was talking to the ISA. They don't know what to do with this. The magnitude of the discovery.
We should send samples back to Earth. I think we need to get this to a better lab. Me and Sochi are having trouble making enough clones. We're going to run out of the necessary resources to continue studying Organism 119.
They're calling for a grounding of all Europa transport until they get your report.
Seriously?
Yeah.
That's rather drastic.
So it sounds like they've made a discovery. Which is interesting. Okay, this is my arch nemesis. So we have Europa loading bay. Europa's ground bases built using thousands of tons of resources shipped to Europa through the interplanetary network. And this is why I'm going to say it's... Oh, this one's a bit okay. Europa's base modules. Europa's base is built beneath Europa's surface, buried in the Terra Macula's ice. Its modular nature allows it to be reconstructed according to the mission's needs at any time. Okay, this thing is really hard. Oh, it's much easier to read than it was before. Anyway, the drilling platform. Europa's drilling platform is the largest outside the Earth. At 40 meters high, it is one of the tallest machines on any moon. The drill has bored to a depth of over 4 kilometers and recovered over 1,000 kilograms of, not 1,000, a million kilograms of material from deep underneath the surface. This level of extraction is made possible by utilizing the Ashiyama electric fusor reactor. Um, must apologize for mispronunciations of things like kilometers, I mean kilometers. But anyway, okay, so information about medicines in the reactor. We're looking for a 6-digit code as well. We need more ice cream. A certain someone ate all the strawberry ones. Right. Okay, so this is our personal bios and current information about all the crew. So we can start off with us. We were born in Germany, but we're American, and we're currently investigating communications crisis because we can't get into contact with anybody. Contact ASA, contact ground team, and review Fortuna's diagnostics. Losing her parents at a young age, Ava Turing was sent to military engineering school. Shortly after graduating, she enlisted in the US Navy and trained as a pilot. Due to her exemplary service record and willingness to leave the Earth for extended periods of time, Turing was recruited by the ISA. On the exploratory mission up to Jupiter's Europa, Turing's role aboard the Fortuna is engineer and vehicle orchestra. I did so well in the first paragraph, and then I blew it on the other two. Anyway, so we got all this information about us 'cause, the system knows about where we are, so that's good. Dr. Sochi Yu from Japan, an ex-biologist, currently synthesizing DNA duplicates of sample 937, which presumably is the thing that they discovered. Sochi Yu has no childhood interest in space travel, and instead he spent his youth studying the life in Lake Biwa near his hometown. Yu went to study marine biology and chemistry at Kyoto University. After the tragic death of his wife, Rin, he disappeared into his work, re-emerging 11 years later as a proeminent exobiologist. And his last known location were the crew quarters. We don't have any other information about him now. So there's Mikhail Torkarev from Russia. He's a doctor. His current objective is terminated and he's told to keep calm. That's interesting. Mikhail Torkarev, his father died of cancer at a young age. This motivated him to become a doctor in hopes of helping others. Torkarev worked as a medical doctor in Russia for the 3 years before working in the UN as a doctor in a crisis. His role in the Europa mission is Chief Medical Officer, and we don't have any information about where he is, last known in the crew quarters. Chris McLean from Canada, and his current objective and tasks are terminated. Chris McLean is identical triplets, probably with Daniel McLean, or McLean. Chris McLean is a identical triplet. His father is an electrician and his mother is a mechanical engineer. Following in his mother's footsteps, Chris trained as a fellow engineer. The McLean triplets became famous as Chris and Dan took to space, leaving their brother Peter behind. Although as an accomplished engineer, his place on this mission was also partly due to the ISA being interested in long-term effects of space travel. Test results will be compared to those of Peter McLean. And his location was last in the exterior, and his body temperature is minus 160. So that's a bit more information than we had about everything else. So it looks like he's dead. 0 beats per minute. Either that or he's cryogenically frozen. Last known at the crew quarters, but he's currently in next year. So maybe he's outside, maybe he's dead. And that might be what the ejected, or the user error in that other cryogenic freezing place was. Okay, Dr. Sarah Brooke from Syria, who've joined British and Syrian. Exobiologist as well, classed by organism. Sarah Brooke's parents are both scientists. In her teenage years, she was sent to an English public boarding school. Brooke is one of the most eminent exobiologists in the 23rd century. For her formative work on the Mars Discovery Project, she was specially requested to be part of the Europa ground team. Though only 28 years old, Sarah has touched the surface of 2 planetoids and spent more time on the alien soil than any other member of mankind, except the Mars team. And unknown information as well. Okay, Captain Daniel McLean, also from Canada, and he's got classified information, but it doesn't let us look at any further, so that's all we have to that, and that's the end of the set. It always finishes in a kind of room with more information, so that's us for this episode. Please tune back in next week. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like, subscribe, but also check us out on our social media. We're on Twitter at Sting Badgers. We're on Facebook, Distinguished Badgers, but we're also on Twitch, which is going to be our main outlet for keeping up our relationship. So that's twitch.tv/Distinguished Badgers, and we're streaming there on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. So come and tune in on there. It'll be 7 p.m. on British summertime at the moment, but just London time at the moment. So thanks for watching, and come and see us next time. Thanks now.